school year can often trigger stress in kids, especially if they're about to transition to a new building. Here's Allie Lanyon.
Well, of course, it's the back to school anxiety.
UPMC psychologist Dr. Melissa Brown says students and parents can often experience stress before the start of a new school year.
Oftentimes we see a change in mood or a personality, maybe some irritability or just getting upset about small things that they typically don't get upset about, or even some sleep issues where you're finding that they're not really going to bed, or they're not sleeping well, or they're getting up earlier than they typically do.
Those feelings can be magnified when there is the unknown of a new environment, like transitioning to middle or high school.
Do they need a tour of the school? Do they need pictures of their teachers? Do they need practice with a combination lock? Because sometimes, this might be the first exposure to some of these elements that they've not ever had before. And we know that that's a big producer of anxiety is first. I always say beginnings and endings are hard.
To settle their nerves, try to get them answers to their questions and try to get them to talk about what they're feeling.
I think it's always important to get our children to talk about what they're feeling and thinking. That way you can start there and you can have that conversation with them about what are their thoughts and worries, because sometimes we as parents, we think we know what they're feeling or thinking, and then we talk about something and we might be totally off base.
Dr. Brown says kids should be reminded that being nervous is normal.
And I always say too, in my office, I always say, I'd be concerned if you weren't worried, because that's not a typical response when you're going into something new. And so it's reminding them and assuring them that those feelings are okay.
Dr. Brown says something else that might ease their stress, especially for younger students. Remind them that this time of year, even their teachers might get nervous and anxious. With this week's Mommy Minute, I'm Allie Lanyon.
Great advice there. Thank you.